if Charlie Sheen has any mental health issues. His recent behavior has led some to believe that he might be bipolar. And our senior medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helps shed some light on the condition that affects 1 in 4 Americans.
Well, Don, when people are talking about bipolar disorder, they're referring to a mental illness, a diagnosable mental illness, where it's characterized by people having extremely high highs and extremely low lows. Manic episodes, for example, something that people talk about quite a bit. These are some of the characteristics: overly euphoric feeling, jumpy or agitated behavior, rushed or racing speech, impulsive behavior, things that you might guess. Psychiatrists start to get an idea if someone's having a manic episode by looking for those sorts of traits. With the depressive episode, similar sort of things: overly depressed, hopeless feeling, loss of interest in fun activities, even thoughts of suicide. That's the other side. That's the low. It's the other side of bipolar disorder. And for a long time, psychiatrists, Don, have been diagnosing patients by looking at those types of symptoms. But here's what's really interesting to me, where it gets pretty exciting, is looking at where the field is really headed. So, for example, this is an MRI scan, a functional MRI scan. On the left, over here, normal brain. Pay special attention to this area, the frontal lobe. Look how bright it is. The frontal lobe is sort of think of that as the filter for your brain. It's the part of your brain that makes you think before you speak, think before you act. Now look over here, same area, frontal lobe. This is the brain of someone who's having mania. The frontal lobe is hardly activated at all. The filter is not on. The person does not really think or process before they act or speak. Again, that leads to some of those characteristics we just described and when someone's having a manic episode. Don, the reason this is so exciting is that you're starting to get really objective evidence of what it looks like inside the brain of someone who has this mental illness. If they are depressed, what you would see is a lot of activity in the frontal lobe, more than normal. The filter's turned on too high. It makes you hard to act, hard to speak, hard to do anything, and you get some of those depressive behaviors. In the future, the hope is that you could treat, when a treatment is implemented, you could actually. So you're taking mental illness, being able to diagnose it on a scan to some extent, and also being able to demonstrate. Fascinating stuff, Don. A little bit of a glimpse of where this is headed. It's not available for everybody yet, but when you think about mental illness and you think about these terms that are thrown around, this is what they're going to look like sometime in the future. Don, back to you.
Sanjay, thank you very much.